What's good? It's your boy DJ E. You are listening to KKFI 90.1. I have a special guest in the building, Irv Da Phenom. How you doing, man?
Phenom. Lovely, man. Blessed.
Good. Glad to have you on. Before we get too in depth, that last song that you heard was so saucy once again. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on the radio. I had you out at K-State. I never had you in the studio, but you called in a few times, and I definitely appreciate that. But it's glad to see you in the flesh and get you on air.
For sure. Good to be here, man. Always good to be home.
Yeah. So if you don't know Irv Da Phenom, he's from Kansas City, been rapping for quite some time. I mean, you might not have seen him lately on this Los Angeles movement, but still holding it down, pouring gate sauce on the beach, if you didn't know.
Indeed.
But I just want to say, I've definitely seen your progression for quite some time. I saw some of your shows when I was first starting off like 4 or 5 years ago, and we was getting our own camera work, didn't have no cameraman, just grinding, and seeing you come up has been real nice, and just to watch your progression as well. Because I remember I was hearing when you first were doing that Los Angeles, I was hearing some of the beats you were having on that, and I was like, man, this about to sound real crazy, I thought it was going to be real interesting, the progression that you've done. But tell us a little bit about yourself, let the people out there know who you are if they didn't already know.
Well, my name is Irv Da Phenom, as in short for phenomenon. I'm from Kansas City, Kansas to be exact. I'm a singer, songwriter, MC. And really just, I love creating things, visual, audio, whatever. And, music is the passion that has been, I've been blessed to be able to pay my bills with and just do what I love. So I'm, just on the come up working.
For sure. And when did you actually get started first rapping? I know you've had some notebooks for a long time.
I want to say I started rapping early in high school, middle school, and in school with my classmates. Back whenever you could like dub on the tapes, and the tape player was the recorder. We were recording that, played in the gym, let people hear it, and they liked it. So I just kind of learned through that, testing my music out there if it was good or not, and just kept it pushing, and it grew. Had the opportunity to write for a few people, work with a local artist. Well, he's bigger now, but he's a hometown artist, Tech Nine, and other national acts behind the scenes, writing, being featured on, and touring with them. So it's all progress. I just want to make my little city proud.
For sure. So when you first started, did you immediately have a hit, you think, or was it a while after rapping until you were like, wow, this song could be pretty tight? I think I'm really doing something.
It's odd with me because I don't necessarily feel hits. You know what I'm saying? I know when I really like a song, but I don't feel my career so far has been based on any hits or anything like that. I've had songs that people really gravitate towards, like a record I did, Red and Yellow, was pretty big here, and it's odd. I'll go out of town and perform on tour, and people will want me to perform this song about Kansas City, and it's just it's weird. So so I didn't really have a hit or no, but I would say if anything, Red and Yellow was really big, and it was just super unplanned, random. So.
Well, hits can be anything. Just a song that you really like when you first thought that you could maybe be making songs for the rest of your life.
Right. Well, the funny thing about hits too, I was talking to Rev Run's daughter, and she was saying how she remembered her father said that whenever I think it was Walk This Way, they would hear the song over and over again and be like, oh, I hate this song, but it was Walk This Way. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's crazy how sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, you never know really what might spark everybody's ear and what might get you out there. One day you have 20 views on a video, the next day you could have 1 million, and that could be that really. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Power Level first off. That's the most recent project, correct?
Yeah, Power Level is a mixtape that I put out recently. It's available on Dat Piff if anyone would be interested in checking it out. It's just different and creative because I watch a lot of sci-fi. I read a lot of comics. I just when you're in hip hop, you have this stereotypical hip hop thing, and whenever you come from the background that a lot of people choose to rap about, it's not so exciting to you to rap about. So I like to put a spin on it. So Power Level is, you know, a lot of the creativity coming out and building a theme throughout the mixtape. And you know, just getting creative and having fun with the music and doing something that's just different, but at the same time still dope. Because a lot of times you get people who can, you know, try so hard to be artistic and be different that it's just like, yo, you don't even know what you're looking at anymore.
Yeah.
But you know, I do me, but I don't have any restraints or what I can do or say in my music. So I just have fun with it.
Okay. Speaking of power level, before I get too in depth asking more questions about it, power level, you seem to maybe have channeled some DragonBall Z in there. I don't know, man.
Yo.
Am I on it?
I'll tell you what's crazy is with power level. If you know about the Dragon Ball Z anime universe, you know how important it is to have a very high power level.
Yeah. And
you know, I looked at that whole concept of power level as something that applies to our daily lives. Everything that you do in life is an opportunity to either lose power or gain power. So our main objective is usually to, you know, be at the highest power level. So, you know, I think about that just in my daily life, music, career, that I want to, you know, get to my highest power level. And then, you know, I was just super motivated. I'm always super motivated, but this particular time I just happened to be in the studio and I didn't really plan to do a mixtape. It just came out. It was coming so fast. You know, like I'm on fire. I'm Super Saiyan right now. You know what I'm saying? So
I could sense it. So on the same page, I mean, if you were one of the Super Saiyans, or not necessarily, you could be anybody. You know, you could be Majin Buu. You know, we're getting off rap right now, but that's okay.
No. This is what you gotta understand. When I started like getting off into Dragon Ball Z, I'm sitting there laughing to myself. I'm like, nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. People gonna think I'm so weird. Yo, so many people are like, yes, Dragon Ball Z.
You just found the key.
Exactly. And I was like, because we all grew up on it.
Oh yeah. Well, you're listening to KKFI Community Radio. Before we get too carried away talking about Dragon Ball Z on 90.1. But yeah, I was saying, if you were going to be any of the Dragon Ball Z characters, who would you be?
I like Broly.
Broly
was awesome. He always had like gold chains on and like super fresh clothing, so I like Broly.
Yeah, he was draped out. He had gold chains on like Shabba Ranks and stuff. The time is 9 on the dot. We're still chilling with Irv Da Phenom. Go ahead and check out his music if you would like. Soon enough, we'll get into it. But you know, it's been a long time. This is my first show, so I'm definitely going to chop it up with your boy. So before Power Level was Los Angeles. And I believe that was when you first made the trip out to Los Angeles. Can you tell me about that?
Los Angeles, as you can tell just from the way the name sounds, is a combination of Kansas and Los Angeles. And it was just a important thing to me because I have been wanting to just go ahead and make that move out to the West Coast because of how much opportunity and people that I know, their relationships that I wanted to continue to grow and build. So, you know, it's just a big part of everything, you know, time allowed. Like I wasn't touring at the moment. I just finally had time to just go ahead and do it. So I really wanted to document that and make it a part of, you know, kind of immortalize it in music. And that album was really close to me because, you know, all the emotions I was feeling, the excitement, you know, the kind of unsure and just all the different things I felt was coming through in my music before I had planned, okay, this is going to be called Los Angeles. Sitting at the studio one day, though, listening back to the records, I'm like, yo, I've been telling this story already. So I, you know, started making a direction, recorded probably about 7, 8 more records to put it all together. And, you know, it's just another chapter. I feel like everything I put out musically is a chapter, so you can see like where I was at, what I was feeling, you know, my growth. So I like
whenever you was on that Toyota mode, though, that's my jam. I swear I had that on Slam Out in Manhattan back then, for sure. And something else I wanted to talk about, I know a friend of yours is Brooklyn Martino, who was on Hot 103 Jams out here, shut it down for a long time. And I just wanted to know, how is your relationship with her, and how is her moving out there helped you?
Yeah, there's like a small, like a baby Kansas City in LA of a lot of artists, designers, personalities, just a lot of people, because, you know, people are just trying to expand, and, you know, we all kind of just keep in touch whenever you get out there. If you go to the shoe store and you bump into somebody, oh, from Kansas City too, you know, it's like, oh, so we all like kick it out there. So it's always good, man. There's a lot of people out there. So shout out to all my Los Angeles residents, you know. Yeah, we out there.
Yeah, shout out to the whole West Coast. We got some people out there in San Diego, MMK. They got an office out there, the Middleman Kids, so shout out to them as well. I know you did some touring. Let's talk about that. I know your last tour, I believe you went with Dizzy Wright. Was that the latest tour?
Well, the latest tour was called the Raw Energy Tour.
Oh yeah.
That I did with my homie Marsh from the Bay, and that was really good. Before that, I did a tour with Dizzy Wright. Congratulations to Dizzy Wright on all his success. Like, it was really cool to tour with this dude, and you know, I just knew from when I first started touring. Like, I told him, like, dude, next year it's gonna be crazy because like the shows were sold out. You know, like we're doing sold out shows, and I think it's like might have been his first headlining tour. So that was definitely a blessing to be able to do that. And you know, I got to do Rock the Bells with him. A couple of dates at Rock the Bells this year. So yeah, man, touring is such a vital part of the artistry because people can hear you and you know they can feel your music, but being able to actually meet them, shake their hand, and you know get to know the people who gravitate towards your music is really good, and it lets you know like, yo, people are actually listening to what I have to say. So you know it kind of gives you motivation to say something worth hearing.
For sure. If anyone out there gets a chance and appreciates hip hop music, I would highly suggest y'all see the boy Irv Da Phenom live whenever you get a chance. I listened to him, but after I saw him live a few times, I was like, the first time I was like, wow, you know, this is okay. It's going with the music, and you know, it was a great show. I think it was probably in Lawrence. Like we had a really good show and everything. But we have you here now, and I'm really glad. But about this touring, what was one of the craziest moments of tour that you've encountered so far?
Oh man, I probably can't say it on the radio.
Okay, maybe we can go second or third.
Yeah, maybe I can't go second. I'm saying 10th. Like,
it's cool.
But you know, on tour, it's crazy. Just the dedication that you'll see from fans. Sometimes, like you might see somebody with something tattooed on them, like a lyric that you said, or even whenever I do shows and I'm on stage and I look and see somebody mouthing everything word for word for word for word, almost messes me up on stage because I'm like, yo, but then it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, if I forget this lyric, I'm gonna just put the mic to them and they'll know it. So, I mean, just the dedication and the impact, man. It's very humbling to just see that. So, I would say that's the craziest thing overall. But you know, it's been a lot of parties and a lot of fun and a lot of turn up on tour. So you know, that's just part of it, though. Yeah,
for sure. Got one more thing before we get into the music. Power Level, I believe, was in partnership with Ivy Threads. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. Shout out to Ben, Insomniac Visionaire. Yeah, like he I believe he reached out to me on some social network, and I realized that it was another entrepreneur, local, doing something that I like, you know, and I always want to, you know, connect with people who are from here and kind of following their own vision, their own dream. So definitely it was cool to put that together, and we're definitely going to do some more stuff in the future.
Yep, if you didn't know, your boy's in the fresh Ivy Threads hoodie right now.
I need one of those, man. I need that.
Right, I'm on it. But we're going to go ahead and get into your music, and then we'll bring you back on. Up first, I'm going to hit you with this ADHD, Irv Da Phenom, and then after that, one of the songs that's pretty popular, Kansas City Do It Big.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought was so funny, too.
Yeah. It's like my alter ego, Moneymaker Mitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that is. Because, to be honest, like, you know, regardless of the music that I make, I love that. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes you feel. I think art is supposed to make you feel. So, I love feeling like that sometimes. So, I just do it for fun, you know what I'm saying? But I can't do it as me because it's like, oh, you sold out.
Yeah.
Not really, like, it's fun.
Sometimes you gotta do it like that, though.
That's right. Let me show out on the first verse. I'm gonna say
I thought that was great. Yeah. You are listening to 90.1 FM KKFI Kansas City Community Radio. It's your boy DJ E along with Irv Da Phenom. What you just heard was two of his songs off of his latest production, Power Level. It was Kansas City Do It Big, that last one, and before that was ADHD. Let's see if you can remember what that really stands for right now.
Attention Hydro
Disco.
Disco.
Yeah, it's a hard name to remember. A Debo.
Attention Debo Hydro Disco.
It's a pretty funny name. That was a pretty cool song. I liked how you switched it up. You were really spitting on the beginning of it, and then you switched it up to what could possibly be what is really on the radio in some cases right now.
That turn up. That's all we want is that turn up.
Turn up.
Just have fun with it, man.
Yeah. What about that Kansas City Do It Big song? That blew up pretty nice, huh?
Yeah. The Chiefs are doing what they do. And it's just that hometown pride as always. And I feel like we definitely do it big in Kansas City, whether it's cooking food, whether it's the talent we have here, it's whatever, monster truck tires, whatever. We're gonna do it big.
For sure. So West Coast living, I mean, the boy out there, the king out there seems to be Kendrick Lamar. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, shout out to the homie Kendrick. I'm definitely proud of everything that he's been doing. I remember him burning a copy of what was it? It might have been the Kendrick Lamar EP or Overly Dedicated. And I wish I still had it, but I played it so much I think I'm scratched up now. But
yeah,
it's just cool, what I'm saying, to see. Like, I remember, people didn't know how great he was going to be.
Mm-hmm. He's real nice and definitely deserves it. One of the first songs that I came across of his was, I think, The Heart Part 2 or something, and that was just, I thought that was amazing. That was one of my favorite songs. I kept that bumping out in Manhattan for the longest time, and ever since then, I've been always watching his progression. TDE is a pretty strong group out there.
Yeah, man, good dudes, and just moving in a positive manner with good music. So I'm rocking with it.
For sure. And I know that you're going to be going back on tour soon. I seen February 15th at Czar Bar as a KCMO. Where you're coming back, but there's a show before that. What is that?
Well, actually, I'm headed to Denver tomorrow morning.
Word.
In the morning, I'm headed to Denver. I got something coming up here. I believe it's July or January 4th, and then I have something in Iowa the day right after. So, just moving around the Midwest, man. Just working, staying on the road.
Denver is that move. I'm thinking about that Denver New Year's life. I think that might be in my near future right now. I'm seeing
Denver is such a clean, nice place.
That in my near future. Yeah. So what is one of your favorite venues to perform that you performed at? It doesn't have to be hometown, it could be anywhere.
You know what? I haven't actually performed here yet, but there's a place in Colorado called Red Rocks, and basically it's like a huge amphitheater inside of a mountain.
Yeah. Like
you're literally in a mountain. So like, I haven't got to rock the stage there. I was there for Rock the Bells, and I got to walk around and see everything. But yeah, I want to perform there. That's one of mine. So one that I have, I would say, to be honest, man, I remember when they used to do this little joint back when they used to be the Grand Emporium. Right here now it's called like Aura or Zen or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So back when that was the Grand Emporium, I'm not sure if it was Miles Bonnie or somebody back then, but yeah, they used to have like an open mic night and little stuff like that. The Westport Coffee House, like those are my favorite stages because that's when I was like honing my stage show and getting to where I wanted to be.
If anybody out there is interested in open mics, speaking of open mics, I know there's this place called The Scene off 40 Highway. I heard they got good sound and good music coming out there. So all you aspiring artists, if you would like, check that out for sure. But we're going to get back into the rest of the music pretty soon. But before we do, I want to let you get some shout-outs on and also, let them know where to find all your music.
Shout out to everybody that's listening right now. I always appreciate any opportunity to reach some new ears and share what I love to do. So I appreciate everybody listening. Shout out to the whole 816-913-785, any other random numbers that I missed. Just shout out to everybody listening. I'm not sure if they play this in the jails. If you in jail right now, shout out to you, hold your head. Shout out to everybody. Everybody who's doing something positive, everybody who's working hard for what they want in life. Just, wish everybody the best. For sure, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Tell them where to find your music. I have a website, IrvDaPhenom.com. If you like, you can check that out. Twitter, and my name is just IRV, like Irving. Da, dog apple, D-A, Phenom, P-H-E-N-O-M. So Irv Da Phenom on any social network. And I want to black out off media so much because, oh my God, it gets so intense. Yeah. But whenever I'm on it though, I do talk to everybody. So I love to hear from you.
For sure. Well, man, once again, glad to have you on. Soon enough, hopefully we'll see you out at Red Rocks. By the way, he's rocking a fresh DMG Rebel Scully. If you would like to keep your head warm, you might want to check out his website. But I'm going to go ahead and get back into the music. Right now, I'm going to play the homie Etho. We're about to get it slapping. This is Etho Escobar and King Keys featuring Am Pacino. This is called Expanding. I heard of Nico, the dude from Newark, New Jersey. He used to be cool with like Wiz and them, but I guess they fell off or whatever. It does this like level LVYSL.
Oh yeah, I know, I heard of him.
Yeah, I messed with him a little bit. Opened up and this dude Nico came out and performed. It was like one of the first hip hop shows we did out there too. Like, period.
Newark?
Yeah, Newark, New Jersey.
Where you stay now?
I feel like he might have moved to New York now.
Was he here?
There's another Nico. There's a Nico Nico.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know that cat too. He's pretty good. Oh, he dropped a cold music video. I forgot called Diamonds. That's pretty nasty. One of the best music videos I've seen probably this year. I wanted to talk about that Burn It Down video too. I forgot about that. That was pretty tight. Yeah. We gonna keep it moving. What you just heard before those little commercials was Juicy J and Nico with Flossin'. I like that one a lot. If you didn't know about Nico, he's out in Newark. If you would like, you could check my interview with him when he came to Manhattan. Shut it down out there. Definite good times. But up next, I'm going to hit you with another person I had the pleasure of interviewing out in Manhattan, and this is Tay Dizzum featuring T-Pain. He's on that Nappy Boy record. And if you didn't know, now you know. Here is Tay Dizzum with Smoke. Shout out to Irv Da Phenom for coming through. Much, much appreciated. Watched him for a long time, and he's a star on the rise, you know. Shout out to everyone who listened. Shout out to my mama out there. Yeah, what up, mama? Love you. Yeah. Shout out to the whole family out there. Shout out to the boys So Saucy, Dom Chronicles, Steady P, Indie Ground Records, Gum Clothing, FaceTheTown. If you didn't know, me and the boy FaceTheTown got some stuff in the works right now in here, getting some stuff on tape. So be on the lookout for that. Shout out to anybody who listened, even if for only a second. It means a lot. Hopefully, you know, you hear me here next Thursday. You can look me up on Twitter if you would like, one half of ENJ. Facebook, The ENJ Show. You already know what it is. Big shouts out to Ryan Murphy, TK, the whole Higher Being group. Shout out to Tay Dizzum. Shout out to Street Orphan All-Stars. Shout out to my brother, Little Rand, who just won $700 at the casino. Got the text, hey, you might catch me out tonight, cuz that's what it is. But it's your boy DJ E. I'm signing off. Catch me in the streets or catch me on the airwaves. You already know what it is. E and J all day.